now joined by the head coach of the Franklin Regional Panthers, Lance Getsy, as his team embarks on the 5A bracket. First off, Lance, congratulations. I'm sure that it was a bit of a roller coaster emotionally on Friday, though. You lose against Penn Trafford, but then you find out you get in as a wild card. So how did that kind of play out with, I'm sure, the somber nature following the loss, but then the excitement of getting in as a wild card team?
Well, I mean, we were worried about winning that night, and we wanted to get in on our own terms. Didn't happen. The kids are excited to be in. Anyways, we got to sit in the locker room and watch the end of that Woodland Hills game against Penn Hills, and an exciting finish there to learn. So it was a little bit of mixed emotions, roller coaster of emotions. We're down, but then able to walk out of the locker room, excited about still being part of the playoffs.
I know that coaches always say they want to build momentum and peak as they head into the postseason. Unfortunately for your team, after a 4-game winning streak, you enter on a 2-game skid, although one of those non-conference against North Hills. What do you need to change to kind of get back to what was working for you when you were playing your best football?
Just back to the basics as far as, offensively, we got to continue working on that run game, getting our blocking, holding on to the ball. I think, last week, bad snaps, some unfortunate penalties got us behind the sticks that we weren't able to overcome. So eliminating mistakes, continue to work on that part, getting better at doing what we do. I thought our defensive run game played pretty good even on Friday. The last 2 weeks, shore up some things in our secondary, and I think we're excited about the opportunity to play a very good Peters Township team.
I know every time we talk about your team, it seems like we're talking about Lemke and Hudock and Dupill, and they've all had great seasons. Who are some of the guys that maybe haven't gotten the press clippings that deserve accolades for what they've done to contribute to this success?
When you get someone like Owen Sinclair up front on offense and a middle linebacker making all the calls, both sides of the ball, and doing the things he does as far as pulling as a center on offense, and Austin Kearns has stepped up, and Gunnar Perez, and offensively, those guys have really helped our run game and passing game. And then on defense, and again, but Austin Sinclair, I think Gunnar's been playing the outside linebacker pretty well. Juliano Marion, first year playing, he stepped up, and you can't forget Andrew Davola, who continues just to be that constant at right guard for us in defensive tackle.
Talking to Lance Getsy, head coach of Franklin Regional. So you get in as a wild card. I'm guessing you realize that you weren't going to get a great seed as a result of that, but you end up as the 8th seed, the final team out of the 8-team bracket, going against number 1 Peters Township. How did that align with what you had anticipated?
Well, it was right on. We figured that's where we'd go if we lost that game. You got to play the best, anyways at some point. So why not get it the first round and give it our best shot? Like I said, we feel like we could play with anybody if we play smart football and limit mistakes. So hopefully we can get that accomplished this week with practice. And then on Friday night, we'll see what happens.
Well, Peters certainly has been the best. They are undefeated. And what really stands out about their team is their defense. Now, with the exception of this past week when they gave up 28, they had not given up more than 10 points in a single game. What do they do so well on that side?
They're just aggressive. I think they're 2 out defensive ends, whatever you want to call them, are very physical and tough to block. They just fly to the ball. They put a lot of people in the box, and their whole thing is let's create pressure and let our back end they're athletes that are able to play the ball well. So, it's going to be a lot of schemes that we're going to have to come up with, a little bit different schemes from weeks past, but we're looking forward to the challenge. But they're definitely a physical, fast team.
Well, building upon that, what are the biggest keys to pull off this upset on Friday?
It's always taking care of the ball, making sure we take care of our assignments. But we got to understand that it's not going to be big play after big play. We got to take the 3-4 yard plays as positives, move the sticks, keep the ball for as long as we can, and eliminate their big plays. They're a big play team. They throw the ball downfield a lot, so we got to eliminate that, but control that ball as much as possible on offense.
Lastly, a year ago, you were a conference champion. You got a home game as you entered the playoffs as one of the favorites. This year, as we mentioned, you're the 8th seed going against the number 1 seed. You're playing on the road. Is it a different mentality, and does it make it maybe even a little bit easier to kind of motivate the players heading in knowing that you're the underdogs and probably won't be picked by many people to win?
I don't know. I mean, maybe a little bit easier. Definitely, our kids can play a little bit loose and do some things that are maybe out of the. But we always look at it as an opportunity. We're one of 8 teams in a 5A classification that is probably the toughest from top to bottom. So we look at this as quarterfinals already, and we just we know that we have a chance. And so these are high school kids. Anything could happen. They're high school kids as well. Well-coached team, but I think our kids have a shot.
Well, Lance, we appreciate you taking the time. Once again, congrats on getting into the postseason and good luck on Friday.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.